Hello folks, Anita Rao here to discuss an important transit. But before I do, a big thank you to those who have subscribed and also for those who leave feedback. It's always appreciated. It actually helps to build community, so keep doing that. And of course, for those who have not yet subscribed, please click that subscribe icon on the right hand side. Yeah, so let's get started with Jupiter transit discussion. Yeah. So we have Jupiter moving into Taurus on May the 1st, and it's going to remain there till May the 15th of next year, 2025. The usual 1-year Jupiter transit. Yeah, Jupiter will be retrograde from October 9th till February the 4th of next year. And throughout its retrograde period, it's a transit where Jupiter will stay in Taurus and it's not going to regress to an earlier sign. Right? Sometimes it does that. So mostly the retrograde, it will be going back and forth in Mrigashira and Rohini Nakshatras. Now, the first thing, of course, to note about this Jupiter moving into Taurus is that it gets to leave the gaze of Saturn, which is great news, right? Because Saturn has been aspecting Aries, and Jupiter leaving there will be fantastic for everybody, especially if Jupiter in Taurus is making any yogas for you. It can give sort of the full fruit of that yoga, right? Being that it's not aspected by any malefics through the Taurus transit, at least until Saturn enters Pisces in March of 2025. So we have lots of time. Most of the transit, Jupiter does not receive the gaze of either Saturn or Rahu, which is great news. Yeah. So of course, Jupiter is traveling in Venus' sign. So the focus will be on wealth creation, building material structures, excellent for fixed signs, for building stable foundations. Yeah, the fixed signs being Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius. Jupiter will also bring inspiration to the earth signs with its trinal aspects. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. From Taurus, it forms a trine to Ketu as well at this time. And that can kind of make us at times obsessed with perfection and perhaps paying too much attention to detail. But aspecting Ketu is going to bring blessings where Virgo falls in your chart. Yeah. If you've been involved in disputes, if you've had an illness to deal with, any health issue, court cases, at this time you can see a positive turnaround. At the very least, Jupiter's aspect will help you disengage with difficult problems by bringing unexpected solutions. And being in Taurus, Jupiter may also drive us to excess in matters of food. It can be for some of us, that can be overindulgence in food and sensuous pleasures. Because Jupiter in Taurus can make us wealth and pleasure seeking, right? Which is not a bad thing. It's just sort of finding that balance. It's a time when we can get fulfillment from family connections as well. Spending more time with our family at this time, perhaps, your family of origin. With this aspect on Scorpio, it's an excellent time to seek and make long-term investments also. Yeah. It's an excellent time to get advice regarding wealth creation, regarding investments. Wherever you invest now, especially if it's a big assets, it can bring gains in the long term for you. Opportunities in career can spring out of nowhere with Jupiter's aspect on Capricorn at this time. It's a time when you make important career strides, important career leaps that will be beneficial for you in the long term. Right? It's a time to think big and take chances. Lucky career breaks can be there if you keep an open eye. In Taurus, Jupiter loses some of its innate qualities, like that dharmic quality that we associate with Jupiter. The spiritual affinity that is most easily expressed in water signs, in fire signs, that can feel depleted at this time. In an earth sign, especially in Venus' sign, Jupiter's expression can be more money focused, with less regard for morals, for principles, resulting in greed, resulting in taking shortcuts for making money as well. Earth signs are where you can be active rather than reactive, dynamic rather than receptive. So see where the Earth triangle falls in your chart. Especially if you have planets in Earth signs, when Jupiter connects with those planets, it can bring abundance. It can bring blessings in that area of life. And of course, connect with your inner calling and proceed with confidence on a new path. Yeah. Our greatest fulfillment, highest purpose, usually comes through Jupiter. It's our our higher calling, if you will. So Jupiter is a generative energy, and it's regenerative energy also, which is why it's the Garga for creation, for children. Right? Being the Garga for the 5th house. That same sexual or regenerative energy is also creative energy and can get expressed in this way, depending on where the Earth trine falls in your chart. In Kendra and trinal houses, Jupiter is very supportive. So this transit is great for Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, as well as Virgo and Capricorn. Through Jupiter's transit in Taurus, it will impact 3 nakshatras. By looking at constellations, we go one step deeper, right? We uncover that underlying pulse of the planet, where it's transiting. It's subtle energy, deeper layers. Jupiter spends the first portion of this transit in Kritika, where it already begins to transit on April the 16th. So even before it enters Taurus, till 13th of June, a 2-month period. The phase in Kritika is a good time for wealth matters. It's a good time for bonding with family. It's also a good time for making any investments, especially long-term investments. If you thought about completely changing your life path, doing something completely different, it's an excellent time to explore your options in this phase when Jupiter moves through Kritika. Yeah. That penetrating ability to discern, to detect in Kritika means that you can remove anything holding you back in your path to success, to reach your goals. Making this a great time to reinvent yourself, nourish yourself, take a holiday, take a sunny holiday, perform any sort of fire ritual. Kritika is good for starting new projects, activities requiring courage, initiative or honesty, sudden change, breaking old habits, beginning education, debating, cooking, all of those things. One of the most common significations of Kritika is foster parenting or adoption, whereas Rohini has a connection to surrogacy. So if you've been considering this, you may see some unexpected breakthroughs at this time. We will also be looking at the relationship we have with food, because we're talking about Taurus. Right? So it's a good time to transform your food habits. When you eat, how much you eat, what you eat. You can review all of those things. You can change those things. Jupiter transits Rohini Nakshatra from June the 13th till August the 20th. And then again from November the 28th till April the 10th, 2025. So a long time. It's a hopeful transit in Rohini. In total, this is 2 months in the beginning and then another 5 months. So the majority of Jupiter's transit will be spent in Rohini Nakshatra. Reason being, Jupiter retrogrades, right? Retrogrades from October 9th till February 5th. So it's going to revert back into Rohini. Rohini symbolizes fertility. So anything you start now has a potential to grow with time. Rohini is the desire for material comforts, luxury, growth, abundance, prosperity. Brahma, the creator, is the deity for Rohini, making this a great time to create, give birth to something new in your life, whether it's business, a project, or a relationship. It's also a good time for making an official commitment to someone special. Rohini being the most sensuous favored wife of the moon, this transit can arouse jealousy and possessiveness in relationships. Again, themes of adoption, fostering, surrogacy get associated with Rohini. So if you had considered these options but were running into delays or obstacles, in this period, Jupiter moving through Rohini could bring some unexpected breakthroughs. It's also a good transit for self-care activities that bring you fulfillment. Rohini is also good for new beginnings, healing, self-reflection, improvement, travel, gardening, farming, spending time in nature, definitely. Marriage, romance, sexual activity, buying new clothes. Buying luxury items, financial matters can go well. Creating any structures for the material world, any material structures. Right? Jupiter has an expansive nature, so it's expanding the qualities of Rohini here, which are abundance, creativity, growth. Jupiter then transits Mrigashira Nakshatra from August the 20th till November the 28th, and then again from April the 10th till May the 15th next year, and remains in Mrigashira till June the 13th in the Gemini portion next year. So it's a long transit because it goes beyond the Taurus, right? Shakti of Mrigashira is what? The power to give fulfillment. So maybe a good time to make a wish. Mrigashira's controlling planet is Mars, so this is like, it can also bring like a restlessness energy. We can do a lot of wandering when the nakshatra gets activated. It can be a time when we're traveling a lot, perhaps. When activated, nakshatra can give quick radical changes because of its association with the moon, which is the ruling deity. It can bring a sudden move, property purchase, due to Mars being the controlling planet. Jupiter's transit here can bring massive growth for some people. So like it depends on, okay, so are you in a Mars dasha? Are you in a Jupiter dasha? Where is Mars and Jupiter situated in your chart? Where's Jupiter situated in your chart from this Jupiter transit? That's also a valuable thing to check. Now, remember that Jupiter transits the same place every 12 years, and astrology is just showing us patterns. So very important to see what happened in your life 12 years ago. Same themes and issues can arise again. Last time we had a Jupiter in Taurus transit was from May 20th, 2012 till May 31st, 2013. Now, of course, if you have Jupiter in your chart in Taurus, then obviously this becomes an important transit as well, because you're having a Jupiter return. So a new 12-year cycle is starting for you. So this is a good time to plant new seeds. Anything you start, whether it's a new residence, relationship, career, business, even spiritual practice, it can bring Jupiter's blessings. Yeah. Being in a Jupiter return cycle, you'll undergo a big shift in one of these areas at least, possibly more than one. Usually Jupiter return is a lucky year where you are in the right place at the right time. It's a year when people show up in your life to help you achieve your goals and your desires. When assessing the impact of this transit, as usual, see Jupiter's lordship. keeping in mind its natural significations and where it is placed in your chart as well. Do also see if it's getting direct aspects from other planets, as this can color the result that you get. So for example, your 10th Lord is in Taurus. Then Jupiter's transit, of course, may impact your career. In the same way, your 7th Lord is in Taurus. Then this may be a good time to start a relationship or get married, for example. Okay. Any natal planet sitting in Taurus for you will be impacted. I'm going to go through all the signs now. And I'm going to give you a brief, and I'm going to give you a general overview. Why do I say general? Because you have to see what dasha you are going through. You have to see the configuration in your chart to understand how it's going to play out for you, this transit. Yeah. As usual, we start with Aries. For you, Jupiter is going into your 2nd house, which is another excellent transit for you, especially if you're an Aries moon. 2nd house is the house that sustains us by way of food, wealth, family. So you'll get support from your family now. Wealth can increase now. New opportunities for financial growth can come your way. Your speech will be persuasive. Your speech will be inspirational. This could impact your partner. It could impact life with your partner. For those who wish to get married, this is another excellent Jupiter transit. It's very supportive. It's also a good time to learn astrology or occult subjects if you're into that and you want to go deeper. This is an excellent time for that. It's a great time for making long-term investments, right? 9th Lord in the 2nd house. If you wanted to start a family or your own business, fantastic transit for you. With Jupiter's aspect on your 10th house, it's a great time for career matters and to make a place in your career, as well as to increase your status. Yeah. If you had health issues, the solutions to healing will come to you suddenly. Now, so be open to trying out alternative therapies. Work will keep you busy. Your earnings can also experience a jump at this time. Overall, it's a good Jupiter transit for you. So, make the best of it. Yeah. Taurus, what's happening for you? So, of course, for you, Jupiter's going to the 1st house. Fantastic transit. You're having a good transit of Rahu also at this time. So, fantastic. Good for wealth matters. Good for investment matters. It's a very good time when Jupiter enters a Kendra house, especially the Lagna, as Jupiter gets Digbala here. Meaning directional strength, so making you feel very positive. Whenever a planet gets Digbala, its energy is more easily expressed. Here, Jupiter expands all matters related to the 1st house. So creating a healthier ego, creating a healthier body, intelligence, increasing your popularity, increasing your social status. But being a Taurus, you have to be extra careful of health at this time because it is 8th Lord transiting the 1st house. While opportunities may present themselves, don't forget to use and don't lose your sound judgment. Right? It's not a benefic planet for Taurus. It is, however, a good time to get married because it's directly aspecting your 7th house. Great time to start a new business. Great time to travel to foreign places. Relationship with children will improve due to its aspect on the 5th house. If you start a spiritual practice, you will achieve success. Good time to learn new subjects, especially good for students. If you want to make up relationships that have been damaged, and this is a good time to do that as well. So do be wary of deceptive practices while Rahu is in Pisces. Because that transit can bring opportunities for quick money-making schemes. But with Jupiter in the 1st house, that's going to backfire, right? Overall, though, it's a great transit, so make the most of it, right? Especially since Saturn and Rahu are also favorably placed for you at this time. So Gemini, for you, Jupiter is transiting your 12th house. So this is Jupiter's natural place. So it does feel comfortable here, but it is, of course, the house of loss, loss of the physical, gain of the astral. So take care of your health. You can feel a bit isolated at this time, right? Because there is some, and isolated in the sense that you might be doing something in private. Maybe you're working on something, you don't want people to know about it yet. It can also bring travel to faraway places. It can also bring spiritual pilgrimages in your life at this time, opportunity to go to that, which is excellent. But what I would say is be aware of doing quick money-making schemes, because it is Taurus, it is your 12th house. So check the facts before you kind of make commitments. Expenses can, of course, you'll be spending a lot at this time. Certainly. And if you're spending on health matters, you would see success. If you're spending on changing your home in some way, like redecorating or buying a new home, or you would also feel like this is a time for that. It's a good time for that. With Rahu in Pisces and with Jupiter in Taurus, dreams and messages from the astral world can be available to you. So pay attention to your inner voice. You could have trouble sleeping though. So that's something to kind of take care of. And of course, there would be losses. There could also be changes connected to your relationship or your career at this time. Because of where Rahu is sitting, in Taurus. And if you are looking for a new relationship, it could be someone that you meet from a faraway land. Career can take you to a foreign country, as a matter of fact. And that can happen quite suddenly. It is a great time to give up any sort of addiction or bad habit because of its aspect on your 6th house. It's also a fantastic time to connect with nature and spirituality. It's the last year of a 12-year cycle coming to an end. You may get opportunities to relocate abroad, take trips to unknown places. With this aspect on your 4th and 8th house, you could also get unexpected gains from insurance, joint resources, or from property. It could happen quite suddenly. It would be a fantastic time to invest in property as well. Yeah. So for Cancer, what's happening for you? For you, Jupiter is moving into your 11th house. Excellent transit. Great for wealth creation. Good for relationships. Good for making connections. Good for all-round prosperity. 11th house is, of course, gains of all kinds. Social connections, daily income, fulfillment of desires. This can increase network opportunities for you. And you can meet a lot of people at this time. You can also meet someone special at this time and form a lasting commitment. You will want to be more active in your social life to reap the benefits of this Jupiter transit. It can bring lucky opportunities which can impact your financial life very well. You will enjoy connecting with those from other countries, from foreign backgrounds. Taking trips can be beneficial. It's 9th Lord, transiting 11th house, right? So it is Dhan Yoga happening. Benefits can come from abroad, from foreigners, from foreign people, foreign connections. This can mean not only monetary gains, but a boost in your social status as well. Here we have 2 Upajjhaya houses interacting, 6th Lord in the 11th house. So you can see some obstacles that can become roadblocks and then end up working in your favor in the end. Another source of income may appear quite suddenly, making it an excellent transit for earnings. If you were looking for a new job, then this is the time you can get lucky and land a high-paying opportunity. Great time to develop connections as well and get involved in groups, do community work. With this aspect on the 7th, 5th, and 3rd houses, all-around prosperity can come your way. All planets do well in the 11th. Especially Jupiter and Saturn, I think. And of course Rahu. Certainly Rahu. It's its natural house. So what is happening for Leo? For Leo, Jupiter is going into your 10th house. It's the 5th lord in the 10th house, so great for becoming more visible. And you can see an increase in status, an increase in your image. Your career can go through some positive shifts and changes at this time. A new door could suddenly open up, as during this transit, Jupiter makes a conjunction with Uranus as well. 10th house dominates the chart. Good for any wealth building activities. You could travel more due to your career. Apply for jobs abroad. This would be an excellent time to do that. Domestic life would be good with this aspect on your 4th house. Great time for seeking a mentor, especially related to your life path, related to your career. It's also a great time to build relationships with those in a higher position than you. Doors can open up with just a little bit of effort. If you wanted to start a new business, new project, it's a fortunate transit for that. Your status may change now. New doors can open up quite suddenly, as Jupiter is also your 8th lord. So it's important to be flexible at this time. It's a good time for those who want to pursue careers related to research and investment. If you're practical, your ambitions can be rewarded at this time. Yeah. Virgo, what's happening for you? With Jupiter moving into your 9th house, you will feel much better and also be perceived in a more positive light. It's a very auspicious transit for you. You have 4th, 7th lord transiting 9th house, house of luck and prosperity, getting activated. Raj Yoga happening here. Excellent for buying property abroad at this time. If you're single, you could meet someone whilst you're traveling. It's also auspicious for meeting spouse whilst you're traveling. Yeah. Or conducting business with those from foreign background. Great time for starting higher studies of any kind. Good time to build your qualifications, skills, develop your ideas from your research and your findings from that 8th house transit. 9th house is the house of advisors, guides. You can take advice at this time and you'll receive the right advice. It could be from a counselor. It could be from a financial advisor. It could be from an astrologer. It could be from a lawyer. This transit could bring trouble to father's health. Because it's a Marga, like 7th house and the 9th house of father. Jupiter's aspect on your 5th house can bring a fulfilling new relationship and also bless those who want children. Its aspect on your 3rd house can help you reconnect with your siblings. If you wanted to write more or do anything creative, good time for it now. You will feel regenerated and renewed, as it's also aspecting your 1st house, bringing enthusiasm and optimism for new beginnings. What's happening for Libra? For you, you have Jupiter entering your 8th house. 8th house, of course, is obsession. It's fear. It's subconscious thoughts. And these may come to the surface at this time. So, good for spiritual practice. Sadhana is excellent for 8th house, especially with Jupiter transiting there. This aspect on the 12th house, your dreams can give you many insights at this time. You can develop an interest in occult and spirituality, in deep healing modalities. That's time to go deeper into any practice you had started, right? As this transit can make you feel kind of afraid, kind of anxious. Intuition will become sharper and clearer. And there'll be a feeling that divine help comes your way when you need it. 8th house also represents reproductive organs, so you can try innovative ways to conceive a child at this time. Great time for a spiritual practice, as it will clear away confusion. Also good for any nature retreats. Great for sudden gains, but after some struggle. Also, you encounter some people where you have to face unresolved past karma. And this can be connected to the opposite sex, like it could be a relationship. It could be an attraction, right? We're talking about Taurus. It can feel like past life repercussions are coming into your life. So it's not something that you've done in this lifetime necessarily. Yeah. With Sis Lord in the 8th house, this can mean increased vulnerability in financial matters. So take care there. Take care of the health as well. Sudden events can happen with spouse also, or long-term partner. Hidden matters will come to the surface. So any secrets, any affairs can be revealed, especially if you're in a relationship. If you're doing research, it's an excellent time for that. It's an excellent transit for healers, counselors, teachers. Take care of your health. Chronic ailments may come to the surface at this time. Scorpio, for you, Jupiter is transiting your 7th house. If you're single, you can easily meet others now whilst Jupiter is going through a Gamma house. You'll seriously think of making a commitment at this time. You may meet someone that you deeply connect with and rush to get serious about a current partner. Business partnerships will thrive now, but be careful of maintaining ethics with others. It's a good time to form business alliances. With Jupiter's aspect on your 11th house, you can make a lot of connections now, but some friends can also disappear at this time. Yeah. Your earnings from business ventures can also increase. With Jupiter's aspect on the 3rd, if you wanted to start a new business, new project, fantastic time for that. Jupiter in the 7th often increases your appeal and makes you more popular, draws others toward you as well. You know, often like there's a misunderstanding that Jupiter and Venus in the 7th house are great for marriage. But rather, it can create problems. It can bring other people into your life to distract you. It can bring unnecessary affairs and cause some shake up in the marriage. Yeah. Sagittarius, what's happening for you? For you, this transit is happening in your 6th house. This is Lagna Lord in the 6th house, so it can bring some roadblocks with money issues. Take care of health. Pay attention to what you eat. Pay attention to how you speak. Others can hold your speech against you at this time. But even with challenges, you'll be able to overcome the obstacles that come your way. If you need loans, then you can find them now. It's a good time to learn a new skill, study a new subject, especially related to health, healing, medicine, law. Jupiter aspects 2nd and 10th house, so best time to work diligently, as it will bring success. It's a time when you can develop better routines as well. Good time to spend with your family also. You can earn well from your job at this time and also gain from family assets. Great time to focus on your health. You can explore new areas of health, start a new regimen, see which foods are healing, see which herbs and vitamins and things like that are useful. Good time to have a checkup, visit a nutritionist, or create a good diet. This transit can help you change your lifestyle in a positive way by creating good habits. Great time to get a pet, spend more time with your pets. Its aspect on your 12th house can bring some travel or a move abroad. Capricorn, what's happening for you? It's a great transit to have Jupiter in your 5th house. So finally, things are looking up for Capricorn, especially with those who have their moon in Capricorn. With the last leg of Sadhisati and an excellent Jupiter transit, by the end of the year, the struggles will feel like they're behind you, finally. All planetary transits will support you by early 2025. Here in the 5th house, Jupiter is confident, creative, and can channel divine intelligence. This transit can bring luck in your speculative and investment activities, including the stock market. It can bring a new love interest in your life. For some, it can lead to extramarital affairs, however. Good for childbirth, if you're aiming for this. Good for pursuing studies. If you're a student, fantastic time for you. You can study, in fact, any subject now, connect with your inner calling in this way, especially creative subjects, especially artistic subjects. You can change your appearance for the better, your image for the better, and see the benefits immediately. It's a great time for investments or your business to grow. Fifth house is also a house of promotion, so it can be a good time to ask for promotion. Past life karma, good deeds, that's also the fifth house. That will be rewarded. That will come to the surface. If you're single planning to get into a relationship, this can happen quite suddenly. Great time to pursue anything that you love, that which brings you joy, that which brings you happiness, that which connects you to your higher purpose, your inner calling in essence. Aspect to the ninth house and your Lagna is a great blessing and can bring you lucky breaks. So get out there, take some chances. This transit can bring lots of good options your way. So you have to choose wisely. Yeah. So what's happening for Aquarius? For you, this transit is happening in your fourth house. So you may be thinking about moving residence, changing things in your home. Great time for decorating your home, buying art, crafts for your home. You can be lucky in matters, in terms of buying a property or a car, house. 11th lord of the fourth house means gaining income from property, perhaps via rent, for example. Domestic life should be peaceful now. For instance, there could be disagreements with moving or property-related matters. If you wanted to study a new subject, now would be a good time to start. Fourth house represents comforts, anything that feels like being at home, so you could see some transformation here. Your traditional philosophies can now make sense to you. It's a good time to visit your birthplace. If you marry now, then your spouse can provide a strong emotional anchor for you. If you're involved in a family business, it could go very well at this time. Jupiter's aspect of the 12th house can take you far away from your current residence to a new life abroad. So, finally, we come to Pisces. What's happening for you? For you, Jupiter's moving into your third house. It can bring opportunities for travel, for setting up your own thing, your own business, self-employment. Third house, of course, signifies self-effort, initiative, entrepreneurial efforts, we see from the third house, as well as the fifth. So it could be like you decide to set up a website, a YouTube channel, and any written communication will thrive now. Business related to beauty, luxury, arts, crafts, cooking can also do well for you now. And you should think about pursuing that. You could also take your hobby and turn it into a business. You may put more energy with your younger siblings at this time as well. Third house also represents subconscious. So here you can feel some peace as it's Lagna Lord in the third house. Many things will start to make sense to you now as unresolved karma will start to get worked out. This is doubly the case because Rahu is transiting your first house. It is a time when you can start new relationships because of Jupiter's aspect on that 7th, right? Aspecting 7th, 11th brings blessings towards all relationships. So get involved with groups, with community work. Yeah. So that's all for now, folks. If you like the video, don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe. All the best. Cheers.